Gobble gobble to my fellow colonizers because it's Thanksgiving in the United States today. A day where we eat turkey and watch football and eat stuffing and bread. Maybe some sort of cranberry sauce. I don't like cranberry sauce. I'll be avoiding that. But maybe you want to avoid your family for a little bit. You want a little bit of entertainment. Maybe you don't live in the United States because RGT is a global brand. Well, I am here for you with some Thanksgiving entertainment as a thank you to you for watching me. We got a little bit of an interesting story here. An update that was done to Nintendo Switch Online that I think is very good for the future. So we're going to talk about that today. If this is your first time here, welcome. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, like the video as well. Without any further ado, let's talk about what I got to talk about. So, Jet Force Gemini
is coming soon
to Nintendo Switch Online, which is an N64 game. Now, that's not really the focal point of this video, but it does play an important role in this video. But before we get into that, I have to take a pot shot at someone. I have to take a pot shot at a friend, at a person whose tea we dumped into the Atlantic Ocean because we didn't want to pay the British taxes. Even though now America has horrible taxes and there's taxes on everything and it's all messed up. But MVG, Modern Vintage Gamer. Now this individual, when GoldenEye 007 was announced for the Nintendo Switch as well as the Xbox, this individual would make little remarks at me because I said on places like the Spawncast and other places, oh, well, I think there's going to be more rare games that are coming to Nintendo 64 Online. And then he would sit there and be snide like the British are and be like, oh, mate, where's the rest of the games, mate? You want some fish and chips, mate? And I'd be like, no, I don't want some fish and chips. I think fish is cool. But like, bro, they're coming. And lo and behold, Jet Force Gemini is a rare N64 game. So now the floodgates are open, okay? Now Diddy Kong Racing isn't necessarily something that we hope can come to the platform, but I feel like we expect it to come to the platform because that is a rare game with a Nintendo property. And Diddy Kong Racing is arguably better than Mario Kart 64. Look, I don't make the rules about that stuff. I just enforce the rules. But Diddy Kong Racing is a crowning achievement of kart racing games that really I feel is one of the best of all time. And of course, there's also different game modes in there and stuff like that. But MVG, you British peculiar man, all right? Take this L, son. Take this Thanksgiving Day L. I don't even know if you're an American citizen. I don't know if you should be celebrating Thanksgiving because I've never seen your papers, you traitor. But yeah, so Jet Force Gemini is now
coming soon
on the N64. But this plays a bigger role in the grand story of things because of Japan. Japan is a very interesting company within this N64 online model because there's actually some games that have released stateside that have not come out in Japan because of things like ratings. Did you know that GoldenEye 007 was not available in Japan for the Nintendo 64 Online? I didn't know that until I read this article because Nintendo is changing some stuff with Nintendo Switch Online, and I think this is a good thing for the future. So Nintendo introduces an 18+ N64 Nintendo Switch Online app in Japan for rare titles. This is coming to us from My Nintendo News. Shout outs to them. I like sourcing them because their website is nice and clean. It's easy to navigate. And, you know, it's a decent looking website. Shout outs to you guys. But basically what's going on here is Nintendo has announced the launch of an 18+ variant of the Nintendo 64 Switch Online app exclusively for the Japanese market. The new app, set to debut on November 30th, will feature Rare's Jet Force Gemini and GoldenEye 007, the latter of which was released earlier this year for Western audiences. The decision to introduce a separate app for these games stems from Japan's unique game rating system. Both Jet Force Gemini and GoldenEye 007 were classified as Z in Japan, indicating content suitable for adults only, requiring an 18+ verification for purchase. By segregating those titles into a specialized app, Nintendo aims to ensure that underage users cannot access or view the games. So basically what's going on here is, you know, we have the ESRB here in the States, and pretty much everything up to the N64 was really not a big deal because it was just like you had the what was it, KA, you had kids to adults, and then you had the MA13, or you had the kids and then the MA13 thing for most of the 16-bit era. But once we got into the 64-bit era with Nintendo games, you introduced mature rated games into there. So once again, a British man told me that he felt there was never going to be any mature rated games added to Nintendo Switch Online for the N64 because of the fact that the app itself is not an M-rated app. But if Nintendo is willing to make an 18+ app in Japan, why in God's name would they not be willing to do that in the United States? Japan sets the market for Nintendo. Japan sets the trend. If Japan is doing it, then it makes sense for North America to do it as well. And when you look at the N64 lineup of games that were M-rated games, there's quite a few of them. Here's a funny story. I made a video talking about the M-rated N64. This is why I don't watch video game YouTubers. I made a video talking about the M-rated N64 games because there's a lot of them. And I did some bad math to start, and that wasn't a good start to the video. But I made this whole video talking about the games. And then people were like, you ripped off Glenn Plant. And I'm like, Glenn Plant? I'm subscribed to Glenn Plant. What are you talking about? And lo and behold, like a week before I made my video, he made one. So I was like, subconsciously, I must have saw that in my subscription feed and been like, yo, that's a really good idea. I should probably do something like that. And I felt so bad because he's like a super nice guy. Like, he joked about it and stuff like that. We talk, we're cool, all that sort of stuff. But that's like why I don't watch a lot of YouTube videos, because I don't like copying other people, especially with something very specific like that. But to bring everything back full circle, there are a ton of N64 games that are mature rated. Games like Resident Evil 2, like games like Mortal Kombat 4. Like, there's a ton of stuff to pick from that. And if they can introduce this 18+ app to the Nintendo Switch stateside, now we can start getting mature rated games. And that's especially exciting for what we hope are future systems to come out on this platform. Like, even if we're just taking Nintendo systems into account, if one day that we get GameCube stuff, I want some of those M-rated GameCube titles. Like, I'm an adult in age, at least. I'm an adult by how many times I've been around the sun, and I feel like I should be entitled to play mature rated games. And the N64 is a great way to do that. You know, there's some really fun mature rated games on the N64, and it allows a little bit more wiggle room, like with this sort of stuff. It allows you to really get deeper into a catalog of games, and even like the Game Boy Advance, because the Game Boy Advance came along when the M rating was around, and there's mature rated Game Boy Advance games. Not many, but there's a few out there. So I'm all for this, man. I hope that this is not just a Japanese thing, and I don't really foresee why it would be. But I hope that this ends up being like a thing that's in every region. You know, a mature rated app with mature rated classic games available through this app. And I'm not asking for like bubble bath babes and stuff like that, but like Resident Evil 2 N64 on the Switch would be dope as hell, because that game looks gorgeous with the high resolution textures to begin with. Obviously the sound and the cutscenes take a hit, but that would be a super fun game to play through again on the Switch. Like, it's a classic game, and that's a really, really well done version of that game. So I don't know, man. I'm hopeful for this. I'm hopeful that this is going to be a worldwide thing, and I don't see why it really couldn't be a worldwide thing. So let me know what you think of this in the comment section down below. Before we wrap this video up, though, that's the end of the news portion of the video. So if you feel like clicking off, thank you for listening to me talk about this, and let me know what you feel about it in the comments. But I just want to say, because it is Thanksgiving, thank you. You know, this hasn't been the easiest year for me. Obviously we had some health issues to kick off the year that were a bit unexpected, but thank you. Like, you know, the support is always mind-blowing. You know, the channel continues to grow, views are always good. You know, I'm getting more opportunities and stuff like that. More companies want to work with smelly old me, and it's because you guys watch the videos or share the videos around or comment on the videos, even if you hate me, because I know people make hate videos about me all the time. I watched one a couple months ago saying I should retire because of my health issues and stuff, but really all that does is it keeps my name out there, bro. Like, like, thank you. I sincerely appreciate hate videos about me, because it keeps people intertwined in me. It keeps my name fresh and all of that sort of stuff. But, you know, let's not focus on the negative. Let's focus more on the positive. You know, thank you guys. You guys are a great audience. I know I'm not the easiest content creator on YouTube to watch, because I am loud, I am outspoken, I sometimes, you know, trip on myself when I'm talking about something, or maybe I get something wrong and stuff like that. But I feel like that's just who I am. You know, I'm an average guy. I don't have the coding background of someone like MVG. I don't have the technical know-how of someone like SpawnWeb. I'm just a random ass dude who talks about video games and video game related stuff, and y'all rock with that. So sincerely, thank you. I hope if you are in the States, you have a great Thanksgiving. If you're abroad, I just hope you have a great Thursday or whenever you're watching this video. My ass will be at my uncle's house. We got an uncle going over there, cousins, grandma, grandpa are going over there. I'm going to eat a bunch of food. I'm going to take a bunch of to-go plates as well. I bring my own Tupperware. I tell my grandma to bring some Tupperware as well so that she can act like she's bringing some of the food home, but she just gives it to me because she doesn't want that food. So it all works out well. Thank you guys. Have a great Thanksgiving. And hey, like I said, the grind don't stop, baby. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Later.